Hello geometry class. Today we are going to learn about we are going to do remaining problems 8, 9, 10 from page number 261 from Big Idea Math Journal, Student Journal, and we're going to start our question number 8. An environmentalist wants to measure the width of a river. So the environmentalist wants the width of the river to monitor its erosion. From point A, she walks down 100 feet. So point A, she walks down 100 feet here. All right. And then measures the angle from this point to point C to be 40 degree. So then she measures the angle, and the angle is going to be this one. Measures the angle, and this is the angle. And then what happens, what we need to find, how wide is the river. We have to find, this is the river, so this is, we need to find how long is this thing. We need to find this thing. So this is, if I don't know, I can assume it to be x. All right, so I can assume it to be x, and we have to find that, and I know this is 40 degree. All right, so if this is 40 degree, then let's move to the problem. I know the legs. We're talking about one leg is, if this is a right triangle in this case, so one leg is 100, other is x, and the angle is given, that's 40 degrees. So we can use the tangent ratio here. So when I use the tangent ratio, that's going to be tangent of 40 degrees. So I know, just again for a review, for tangent we remember the expression TOA. So T is, tangent ratio is opposite leg over adjacent leg. That we have to do. So for this angle, this is going to be our opposite leg. So that's going to be x over adjacent leg is this one, the yellow highlighted one. That's going to be 100. And now we have to solve it. I told you, just do a cross multiplication. Just assume there is nothing here. So on the bottom here, so if it is 1, cross multiply, 1 time x is x, and 100 times tangent 40 is 100. Tangent 40, 100 times tangent 40, and you need to plug it in your calculator. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode, and that's going to be your 83.9 feet. And why? Because we have to keep in mind nearest 10, so you have to look for the other digit and you round it. So feet, 83.9 feet. That's the answer for this problem. Let's move to the next problem. Next part of the same kind of problem. So that says, now in that case, it says 1 year later, the environmentalist returns to measure the same river. From point A, she again walks downstream 100 feet and measures the angle from this point to point C to be now 51 degree. So how many feet has the width of the river increased? Because of erosion, maybe the width of the river increased. So we need to again imagine the same scenario. So we're going to draw another triangle here. So let's make a rough sketch here. That's our one leg, and this is going to be our other leg, and then this is going to be hypotenuse, and then we are going to make, this is 90 degree. And now if this has been a river, means something like this, so we need to say that this time this angle, instead of 40, that is 51 degrees. We have to find the width of the river. So I can assume this is the opposite one, this is opposite one, opposite leg. All right, and now we know this is the adjacent one. Keep in mind here this was adjacent and this is opposite. So we have to again find this width, and that is, we are going to assume it to be x. All right, so let's find that. So we do the same procedure. So this is here 100, again she walks down 100 feet. So let's do the calculation same way. Tangent of 51 degrees is how much? Opposite over A, opposite. So you can plug it in. Opposite is x and adjacent is how much? 100. Cross multiply. So you cross multiply like this. There is nothing here. I assume it to be 1. So you cross multiply and then you're going to get 1 time x is x, that is 100 times tangent 51 degrees. And when you plug it in your calculator and round it to the nearest tenth, your answer is going to be 123.5 feet. That's your answer. I hope you get it. So let's move to next problem, question number 9. Question number 9, it says that a boy flies a kite. A boy is flying a kite at an angle elevation of 118 degrees. And the kite reaches its maximum height of 300 feet away from the boy. Alright, what is the maximum height of the kite? And we have to keep in mind it has to be nearest 10. So in order to just understand the question, let's draw the picture first. So I assume a boy is here. This is the boy. Alright, so this is the boy and he's flying the kite. So let's draw a picture for the kite here. The kite could be here. This is the kite. Alright, and then he's flying the kite, and let's draw the, so from here it's going to be like this. Alright, sorry, I haven't drawn his hands, so this is his hand, suppose he's holding it. So that's the kite, and then it says that it's going to be 300 feet. It reaches the height of 300 feet away from the boy. It means they're talking about this thing. That's they're talking, this thing is 300, and then so we can form a triangle here. Alright, we can form a triangle here. So this is going to be 90 because this is an angle of elevation. So we can talk about that this measurement is going to be, so this one is going to be how much? This is 18 degrees. Alright, so that's 18 degrees, and now we have to calculate, and then they say this distance is 300 feet. This is 300 feet, and then what is the maximum height of the kite? They want us to find this thing. So I don't know how much is that. I'll assume it to be x. So that I have to find. This is going to be the opposite leg. So this is O, and then this is going to be our adjacent leg. This is going to be our A. Let me use different color. This is going to be A. Opposite and adjacent for 18 degrees. Same thing. Let's plug it in and solve it. We are going to use tangent of 18 degrees. That's how much? O over A. That's x over 300. Alright, and just cross multiply. Just assume that this is going to be, now there is nothing here, 1, and then you just multiply in cross like this, and when you multiply 1 time x is x, that is 300 times tangent 18 degrees, and plug it in the values, and when you do it, nearest tenth, keep in mind we have to find it to the nearest tenth, so the solution will be 97.5 feet. So the height of the kite is 97.5 in this case. Let's move to the next problem. Next problem is very kind of complicated, too many things going on over there, and you have to just split it in different parts and then you can do it. So what I would do, it says find the perimeter of the given figure. So they want us to find the perimeter. In order to find the perimeter, what we're going to do, we're just going to first name the triangle so that I can have a kind of little bit ease. A, B, C. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it some variable name here. So whatever the sides, because the perimeter, what I have to do, I have to add this one side, this side, and this. I have to add all. I have to add the measurement of all sides. I see few are given and few are not. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to find the values of the missing parts. So let's start assuming. So I will first allocate some variables here so that it's easier to calculate. So I'm just marking it X. This side I'm saying this is X. This one I'm marking it as Y. This is Z. And here I will be using A, C, or whatever I want. So I'll just start working on the top triangle here, the top one, this triangle, and what I can see that in this case this angle is given, that's 33 degrees. I can use that for finding my tangent value of 33 here for the given right triangle, and this is going to be my opposite. For that, this is my opposite here. So let me change the color. This is going to be the opposite. So here this is opposite and this is adjacent for this given angle. And I'm going to first find my adjacent side. So what I would do, I would simply calculate it. I will use tangent 33. That's opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 8 and adjacent is X. I don't know. Do the cross multiplication, you get X tangent times tangent 33 is 8. Divide both sides by tangent 33. X is 8 divided by tangent 33 degrees. All right. And when you solve it, because they want us to find the perimeter, I'm just going to round it to the nearest tenth here. And when you do it, 12.3. Our X is 12.3. All right. So this is 12.3 when I calculate. Now I have to find my Y. In order to find Y, let's first see, I may need this thing. How to solve it? I know by Pythagorean theorem. So I can use Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse, because that's AC. So I can say AC square is what? 8 square plus 12.3 square. And AC is what? You just add the squares, and when you add the sum of the squares of these things, that's going to be 215.3, and when you take the square root, that's going to be roughly equal to 14.7. So this whole thing is 14.7, but we already know that in the picture they give us this marking. It means the parts are congruent. So if the total AC is 14.7, then we're going to find out the values of the remaining parts here. So AB is BC. That's given already. All right. There's same measurement. So if I need to just find AB, because when I find perimeter, I need AB. AB is AC over 2. And how much is AC? AC is 14.7 over 2. And 14.7 over 2 is equal to 7.35. So this is 7.35. This one is 7.35. Now we're done getting the values for the one which is required for the left top triangle. Now we will work on this one. So this one, our Y is missing, Z is missing. I know that this part is also 7.35. 7.35. I can use that information to find my y, because this angle is given how much, that is 64. So this angle is 64 degrees. So this side, this leg is going to be opposite leg. All right, that's going to be opposite leg, and in that case this is going to be adjacent. So I can plug it in. I can write my equation here. Tangent of 64 is y over 7.35. all right, I can just do that, and I can solve it again, and when I cross multiply I get y equal to 7.35 tangent 64, and when I simplify it and get my value, I'm going to get, in that case my answer is going to be 15.1. So this is 15.1. Now I have to find now z. How to get z? Now I see the bottom triangle, this is a right triangle, and I can use the Pythagorean theorem again. So we'll be using Pythagorean theorem, and we'll be finding how much is that. So I say that z square is y square plus 7.35 square. Let's plug it in here. So y square I got 15.1 square plus 7.35 square. When I'm going to plug it, simplify it, so my z square is going to be, z is going to be square root of, I take square root both sides to 82.0325, and when you just do the square root, your answer is going to be get 16.8. So now you have everything with you which you require to. So we needed this thing for our perimeter, 12.3. Then we needed this one, that is this thing. Then we needed y calculation is here. Then we needed z's calculation is here. Everything is with us now, and we're going to do the perimeter. So now perimeter is what? Let's find the perimeter. So perimeter is what? Just add all the values here. 8 plus 12.3 plus 15.1 plus, and z was 16.8. all right, plus 7.35, and when I add everything, my answer is roughly equal to 59.6. That's my answer by nearest 10th. So I rounded it to the nearest 10th. If they don't tell you, you can just round it up to you how you want to do. 59.6. I hope you get it. Let me know if you have any question. I'll be happy to answer. Stay safe. Thank you so much.